is Jeremy Moss. I'm the state representative from the 35th District. That includes Southfield and Lathrop Village, Beverly Hills, Bingham Farms, and Franklin, right next door to where we are. I want to introduce some of our other local elected officials that are here with us today. I saw Oakland County Water Resource Commissioner Jim Nash, keeping our water safe and clean. I see our Oakland County Commissioner, Marcia Gershenson. I see Novi City Councilwoman Gwen Markham. We're here today for the same reasons, because we're patriots too, just like you. I'm so excited, and it's wonderful to see so many people out here today. House Democrats have some pretty great proposals, don't we? In Michigan, House Democrats are doing all that we can do to strengthen state government. And right now, without these watchdog policies and increased transparency, Michigan ranks dead last in terms of ethics and transparency. We are 50th out of 50. With so much bad news coming out of Lansing like that, and certainly out of Washington, it would be really easy to get discouraged and give up. But you're not giving up, right? Instead of giving up, you're getting active and you're getting ready to work. And that's exactly what we're going to need if we're going to make the kinds of changes that we need to do to turn this state around. Now, I got active in politics because I wanted to see changes too. And one of the changes that I want to see the most is how our state deals with our own people. Yeah. I believe in transparency in government at every level. Before I got involved in politics, I was a student at Michigan State University, where I studied journalism. And at journalism school, we learned about something called the Freedom of Information Act. The Freedom of Information Act is the law that lets not just journalists, but all of us demand that government hands over public information. The Freedom of Information Act is what requires the police departments to hand over the records on how they handle arrests. The Freedom of Information Act is what lets you demand that your city or township explains how they spend your tax dollars. You can use the Freedom of Information Act to see which corporations hold contracts with the state or federal government, and whether those corporations are making donations to any politicians. These are all incredibly important things to attain in our democracy. These are the things that help you hold government officials accountable. Without that power, the government can make smoky backroom deals, give favors to political donors, or just simply waste your taxpayer dollars without you even knowing about it. Now, I learned about the Freedom of Information Act as a journalism student, but I saw it on the other side when I was elected to the Southfield City Council. Now I was on the other side of the equation. Now I saw how important it was to be accountable to the voters. I saw how that providing that public information built a trust in government and created integrity on the Southfield City Council. I learned to respect the Freedom of Information Act in a whole new way. So when I was elected to the Michigan House of Representatives and took office in 2015, I expected that relationship with the public and the Freedom of Information Act to grow even stronger. But instead, I was startled to learn that the law no longer applied. You see, Michigan is one of just 2 states where our governor or our state legislature aren't subjected to the Freedom of Information Act. 48 other states have figured out how to make transparency work. If you think that's out of line, it is. If you think that's outrageous, get outraged. There is no valid reason for this. No valid reason to excuse our lawmakers and our governor from the same basic transparency laws that apply to every other level of government. Every other level of government plays by those rules. From dog catchers to game wardens, from school board trustees to universities, all subjected to the Freedom of Information Act. Even our state attorney general, Bill Schuette, was subjected to the Freedom of Information Act this week by a request. But when it comes to Governor Rick Snyder, we can't demand to see his emails. Think about what that means. When a disaster like the Flint water crisis happens, we can't insist that he hands over his emails and his papers. Instead, he has to do it voluntarily. Do you trust him? No! Shouldn't there be a legal recourse if he withholds information from the public? This isn't right. And when it comes to the legislature, you also need to know if people like me are doing my job right and that we're serving you rather than special interests. You ought to be able to demand information from me and from my colleagues. I honestly believe that if my colleagues and I are doing our jobs right and the way that it should be done, we have nothing to hide.
That's right.
That's why this session, I took the lead on a bipartisan package of bills to expand Michigan's Freedom of Information Act to cover the governor and the state legislature. This is a project years in the making. I started introducing this my first term when it was pretty much a Democratic-only led proposal. Now I'm happy to tell you that when the package came up for a vote recently in the Michigan House, it received unanimous support. All Democrats, including my colleagues here, and even all Republicans voted for it. Now, it goes to the Senate, where its future is uncertain. Because in the Senate, even though it has bipartisan support, the Senate leader, a Republican, is holding it up. We need your support to make this package of bills a reality. I urge you to call your state senator and tell them you want to see our state's Freedom of Information Act cover the governor's office and the state legislature. This is especially important if your state senator is a Republican. I can't stress to you enough, this passed the legislature in the House unanimously. Every Democrat, and for our Trump folks in the back, every Republican voted for this as well. Now we need that support in the state Senate. We need to lift us from being 50th out of 50 states in terms of ethics and transparency. We are fighting to be the 49th state in the country that does this, but we can do it with your help. Our state senators need to know this is important to us and that we are ready to fight to see this happen. Are you ready to fight? Can we count on your support? Thank you very much. It's great to be with you today.
One more time for State Representative Jeremy Vaughn. All those times that you wished you could take